Ontario and New York Summer Fun Station, Yes FM. It's Pitbull, 8:39, sunshine, kind of muggy, 73 or 23. In from St. Lawrence Shakespeare Festival this morning is Lana and Quincy, and you guys are in Othello, which opens up this week, right?
That's right. Wednesday evening is our opening performance.
All right. What is the gist of Othello? What is Othello about?
Well, Othello is basically one of Shakespeare's tragedies. Othello is a general in the Venetian army, and he and Desdemona have fallen in love and gotten married. And the villain of the play, Iago, sort of plants the seed in Othello's brain that Desdemona has been unfaithful to him. And so it basically just follows that story, you know, of Othello doubting his wife's fidelity to him, and sort of he kind of loses his mind a little bit, and yeah, it's a tragedy, so it doesn't end very well, but it's a beautiful tale.
Now, how long have you been doing Shakespeare?
I've been doing Shakespeare for a long time, almost 20 years.
Okay. How many different Shakespeare plays have you done in that 20 years?
Wow, almost 20.
Is there one underlying theme of all of Shakespeare's plays? Is there something that happens in all of them? I mean, is it like is it death, tragedy?
There are often many of the stories revolve around love. I mean, you do have the histories where it's more about perhaps the politics of the time, but usually inevitably there's some kind of heart-wrenching or beautiful love story, but really just the human condition. And the amazing thing is that hasn't really changed over the past hundreds of years, so we can usually relate.
Do you think you could take Shakespeare, translate the language to our everyday language, and it would be a successful movie today?
Oh yeah, it's been done. It's been done quite a few times. There's been several adaptations of it. I can't think of any right now, but do you want
10 Things I Hate About You is based on The Taming of the Shrew.
And then there was that movie, that was based on Othello, but very modernized because it's still relatable to us now.
I mean, aside from the language difference and the time, I mean, you could take that play theme and put it into today's world, and it would still work.
Absolutely, 100%.
Okay. When you're learning how to do Shakespeare, what's the first thing you have to do? I mean, just doing it's not easy.
No, it's not easy. It's an interesting thing. I think everybody has their own process. Mine is one thing, and Lana's is separate to that. For me, it's not just about learning the lines by rote, but the repetition of the rehearsals. You sort of associate the thoughts and the words with movement. So you end up memorizing not just with your brain, but with your entire body in a weird sort of way. It's not just speaking the words, it's actually connecting them to thought and intention. So you there's no one specific place to start, but there's many different steps to go through, I guess.
Okay. Challenges of being outdoors, doing Shakespeare outdoors. What have you come across in your experience?
There's all kinds of incredible sort of ambient noise. Sometimes it's boats in the marina. Sometimes you'll have a duck wander onto stage, or a dog. And sometimes that's a beautiful gift for the actor, actually. You kind of get to interact with whatever comes up. And then, of course, the rain is always tricky.
Is it best when something like that happens to address it, deal with it, or just ignore it and walk around the duck and keep going on with the show?
It's usually best to acknowledge it. Usually the audience can appreciate that, and they sort of love to see what comes out, what the actor can improvise in those situations. Something like, the boat races that happen in the water, we might sort of give a bit of a nod to the audience on that, but we try to just work through that.
Why did you want to come to Prescott and do St. Lawrence Shakespeare Festival?
It's an amazing way to spend a summer. The town is so warm and welcoming, and it's just great to be by the water, to be outside. I've been to the festival before, so you get to work with the same people over and over again and get to know the people in the town, so it's quite lovely.
Now, once the season's over here, where do you go from here? What do you do next?
I go back to Toronto, and then it'll be auditioning and seeing what theater contracts come. And when I'm not doing that, I'm a yoga teacher, so I do that also.
All right. And then, Quincy, what do you do?
I'll be going back to Montreal, where I run a theater company there. I'm the artistic director of a company called Black Theater Workshop. So I'll go back to that. We've got a show that's going to be coming up in November. And I'm also doing a production of Richard III in Montreal as well.
Okay, so it's good to have a backup plan. just in case this doesn't
Absolutely.
work out. You're not getting work regularly. You have something to fall back on.
It's always good. I mean, I think luckily Lana and I are I think at the point in our careers where we're pretty consistent with the work, which is great. But yeah, you never know with this business. You know, you can have a good year and then a bad year. So it's always good to have something else just in case.
Okay, 10 years from now, you want to be where?
Wow. I don't know where I'm going to be 10 weeks from here, actually. I don't know. I just want to keep doing what I'm doing. You know, I like, particularly as an actor, I like the stage more than anything else. So as long as I can keep getting work and being on a stage, I'll be happy.
Yeah, I'm the same. The more I can be just working in theater companies across the country, doing musicals and Shakespeare. I'd love to check out the festivals, be it Shaw, Stratford. Just, yeah, weave my way in and out through the companies around.
What about TV, movies? Any interest in that?
Also, less so for me. I mean, it's just not a medium that I've explored at very much up till this point, but I would be interested, absolutely.
It's a little bit different than what you're doing now.
Very different.
Less starting and stopping and starting and stopping and waiting. And
Yeah, very different process, very different expression, very almost different art form. So I'm open to it in the future.
Okay, when does Othello open up?
It opens, we have our preview on Tuesday night, this coming Tuesday at 7, and then we open officially this Wednesday at 7 p.m.
Okay. Do you guys have a scene together you want to act out quickly?
We can, sure. We've got a little something I guess we can do.
All right.
In Cyprus. This is when we meet each other for the first time in Cyprus.
Okay.
Oh, my fair warrior.
My dear Othello.
It gives me wonder, great is my content to see thee here before me. Oh, my soul's joy. If after every tempest come such calms, may the winds blow till they have wakened death. If it were now to die, 'twere now to be most happy.
The heavens forbid but that our loves and comforts should increase, even as our days do grow.
Amen, amen, I say to that. I cannot speak enough of this content. It stops me here. It is too much of joy.
Okay. One quick question before we go. What do you do when your love interest, who you're working very closely with, has terrible breath? and you're supposed to do a kissing scene or whatever. How do
You share your mints. You share your gum and your mints.
You do the kiss and then you talk about it after the show's over.
All right. Thank you for coming in today.
Thank you very much.
All right. 8:46. This is Britney Spears. I Want to Go on Yes FM.